Good evening. I welcome you to the first and final pitch of Farmington High School's new Incubator EDU program. I want to thank everyone who has come this evening to see three amazing groups of students present to you what they have been working diligently on since August. My name is Christy Pierce, and I am Incubator's instructor. I would like to give you a brief overview of what Incubator is and how it became a program here at FHS, also the first in the state of Missouri. If you've ever viewed an episode of Shark Tank, then you already have a good feel for what Incubator's program entails. Our students have created their own real operating businesses this year, and they will be pitching their ideas to the board of directors that you see in front of me. This evening is for the final time in hopes that one group will win the grand prize. Dr. Brian Reeves, our dual credit advisor, was in attendance at a 2018 conference in Chicago where he witnessed Incubator in action. While there, he was so impressed, he convinced Mr. Rubel, our superintendent, Dr. Kraus, our assistant superintendent, Dr. Lamons, our high school principal, and Dr. Kearns, one of our counselors, to go back the next year to see Incubator for themselves. I think it is safe to say that they were impressed as well, bringing us here this evening. Since then, these students have worked very hard, and we have worked hard as well to launch the program and successfully did this past fall. I selected 12 students to embark on this mission. They were selected based upon their grades, attendance, commitment, interest, and the referrals of their teachers. If you are a parent, a family member, or a friend of one of these students that will be presenting this evening, please be very proud of them before we even start, because the amount of work and motivation that it has taken to get here tonight has no words. A year in review of Incubator starts with Miss Candy Henty and myself. We hosted our first event back in October. Once our teams were formed, we had what we called a mentor match meeting, where we had over 40 community members come and listen to the students' initial ideas. After that meeting, there were mentors placed with each group. Miss Mary Lee Viskonowski and Miss Melanie Montgomery from Earth Mother Health Food Store, Mr. Parks Peterson, our elected St. Francis County Treasurer, Mr. Chris Morrison from State Farm Insurance, and Mr. Kevin Bloom, the creator of Message Spring. These mentors have come to the high school several times throughout the school year to work with their team, guiding them in the right direction, giving priceless advice, first getting them to their MVP pitch, and now to this final pitch. This first pitch I mentioned, the MVP pitch, was held in February. MVP meaning the minimum viable product. In other words, what was the least amount of money that they needed as seed money to get their product or service out into the market to test its success. At this pitch, they met the members of the board, once again that you see in front of me. These board members include Mr. Matt Sebastian from First State Community Bank, Mr. Jamie Strange, representing Belgrade State Bank, and Mr. David Sism, representing Sam Sism Ford. After hearing their ideas, all three teams were awarded their seed money and they went back to work. Along with this long list of mentors and our board members, we've had many other local community members dedicate their time to this new program, and I simply cannot thank them enough. We've had volunteers from small business owners, software developers, CPAs, and attorneys come and dedicate their time in their respective fields giving their advice. It is my hope that they will still come back in years to come to give their advice to our future entrepreneurs at FHS. Continuing on, after each pitch tonight, I will open it up to the board of the directors for a question and answer session, just like Shark Tank. Then we will move on to the next group. From there, the board will deliberate, and I'll play a series of videos showcasing each individual student and their takeaway from Incubator this year. After that, our first winner of Incubator will be announced. Without further ado, Let's get our first pitch underway, starting with Party Now. If you would, please give me a warm welcome for Party Now.
Go. Did you know there are 7.9 billion people in the world? That's a lot of people. But I'm going to blow your mind even more. In the next 365 days, every single one of those people will have a birthday. That's just crazy, I know. But the next thing is, on this slide, this poor little girl is so disappointed because her parents did not have a party to her expectations, and I feel so sorry for this little girl.
This is where we came up with the idea of Party Now. Party Now is a website that you can go onto and directly customize a package with all the essentials needed for the perfect party. The four of us will customize the packages for you, deliver them to your venue of choice, and set them up, all for one reasonable price. This is perfect for everybody who lives in the St. Francis County community.
So back in 2019, a research company titled OnePoll interviewed about 2,000 Americans in order to gain more information about the average American event. Out of this 2,000, 71% classified party planning as a stressful event. These stresses include coordinating the party as well as hosting the party. So when you take hosting into consideration, the average American household hosts about 7 parties each year. You may think that this is a lot, but when you take into consideration holidays as well as family birthdays throughout the whole entire, family, the number makes more sense. Adding to the stresses is the expenses. So the average American family spends about $1,400 each year on all these events. If you divide that by the number of events that they host each year, the average American family spends about $200 per party. So it all makes sense as to why 71% would classify party planning as stressful.
Going into why parties are so stressful, on the top here you see that delivering, getting the essential supplies for a party is very stressful for parents who are consumed in their daily lives. Secondly, as I mentioned in the beginning, that poor little girl was so disappointed, and that's also a lot of parents' stress, is making sure they hit their child's expectations. Thirdly, you have the guest expectations, because if you have one lame party, you're never going to have a party ever again. And lastly, combining all the little details together, so making sure that the cake looks perfect for that picture, and also making sure all the balloons are tied perfectly.
Hi, I'm McKenna Wallace. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Party Now. I'm primarily in charge of the development of our website. I'm also in charge of critiquing all of our decorations at our venue of choice. So when we go, I make sure that everything's in line, all the cutlery is in place, and making sure that everything is running accordingly and smoothly as planned.
My name is Carter Murray. I'm the Chief Operating and Marketing Officer of Party Now. My job is to make sure we have the crucial tools to ensure that we have the best marketing tactics to hit our ideal target market. My job at the parties is also to make sure the balloon arch is at the perfect height for pictures.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie McAllister, and I'm the Chief Technology Officer. I primarily run the social media pages, including Facebook and Instagram. I also do photography at all of our setups, and once I get the perfect shot, I upload it to our website so future customers can view it.
Hi, I'm Ethan Anderson, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer. I'm in charge of customizing package prices, taking into account supplies, delivery, and setup for the party, while also noting our revenue to guarantee we have a profit.
So, you may ask yourselves, how did Party Now first originate? Well, the four of us decided that we wanted to do something very hands-on and local in our community. This is why we chose to go with a service instead of something like a product or an app. At the beginning of our school year, Mrs. Pierce sent out a survey to all the FSD faculty asking, what are some issues in your life that you wish could be resolved? Well, one of the first responses that she received was, it's so beyond stressful to plan a party. This is where we came up with the idea. We have these packages that are completely customizable that you can order according to your theme of choice that we set up and deliver, all for a reasonable price.
In February, we had our MVP pitch. So since then, we have made some major changes to our company. The first thing was we made sure that our packages were even more customizable for our customers. Secondly, we decided to not offer food or drinks at our parties to allow the customer to have more flexibility in that aspect. We also decided, after setting up our party in April, we were able to get a more finalized price because we actually had the ability to have that first party and see what actually went into it. And then we also were able to make a legally binding contract between the customer and Party Now to ensure there is no liability between the parties.
This image showcases the homepage of our website. On the homepage, the browser can view pictures of our previous work as well as reviews from previous customers. We also have information about the Incubator program and our mission statement.
This is our frequently asked question page, accessible on the website. So what does Party Now take care of? Party Now takes care of all the essential supplies like plates, napkins, silverware, cups, and Mackenzie will go into detail further in just a moment. Also, we've been asked, is this a legitimate need for our area? We say yes, because parents are always trying to find ways to conveniently relax and like to take the stress off of them. We also do not specialize in just kids' birthday parties. We are going to host graduation parties. We also had hosted a going away party for a teacher at our high school, and we plan to expand to holiday parties as well. You should also contact us 2 weeks prior to the party to ensure we have the time to get the essential supplies to match your theme and colors. And also, we do not do takedown at this time.
So this image showcases what we include in all 3 of our packages. Right now, all of our packages only differ in amount of people attending. So what's included in all 3 of these packages is cups, plates, silverware, napkins, tablecloths, helium balloons, 1 balloon arch, table decor, the option of cake or cupcakes, streamers, and the best part of it all, delivery and setup at the preferred venue. Package 1 serves about 20 people. Package 2 serves about 35 people, and Package 3 serves about 50 people. We realized since the MVP pitch that we cannot accommodate for everybody's needs with finite packages. This is exactly why we've created a form. So on our packages page on our website, the customer can go and visit this form and fill out their specific wants and needs. It asks questions all the way down to the icing on the cake, quite literally. It asks questions such as, what day do they plan to have the party, where the venue is going to be at, and what event the party is being held for. It also asks specific questions such as colors and themes, as well as messages on the cake or cupcakes. So once the customer fills out this form, we'll get back to them with a more finalized price based on the package option that they chose. To confirm this price, the customer must put down a 50% deposit. This deposit covers cancellations as well as gives us funds to go out and purchase the supplies. Like Carter said, they must fill out this form at least 2 weeks ahead of time.
In the future, Party Now will offer more packages with different themes for different events. However, as Mackenzie stated, there are only 3 base packages at the moment, and the only difference between these is the amount of people attending each party. So for Package 1 is better suited for 20 people, Package 2, 35, and Package 3 is 50 people. Once the cost of supplies is taken into account, there is an added delivery fee, thanks to the gas prices being raised in recent months. There is also a flat labor fee, which is for each person who sets up the party, and a 10% contingency fee, which serves as a cushion in case of an emergency. And once this is tallied, Package 1 equates to about $200, Package 2 is $250, and Package 3 is $285. Once a party is purchased, the cost of supplies is taken out, and that is our net income, which means that our delivery, labor, and contingency fee will serve as our net income. For Package 1, our net income is estimated at $95.65, Package 2 is $118.78, and Package 3 is $136.92. For the distribution of our net income, we guarantee that 5% of the revenue will go to each of the founding members of Party Now. 50% of it will go to the business, and the remaining 30% will be split up among the people who help set up. However, in the first year, 100% of the profits will go to Party Now.
Back in November, we wanted to realize or get a better understanding of why is party event planning so stressful. So we sent out a Google form to all the faculty in the Farmington School District in which we had 30 responses. The very first question that we asked was, How many of you consider yourself to have a busy lifestyle on a day-to-day basis, and what are the factors that make your life so stressful? The primary one that we found was jobs. And then comes family and taking care of them and providing for them. And then third was household chores, such as laundry, cooking, cleaning, etc. The second question we asked was, how much time do you usually spend planning a party? In which 43% said they spend anywhere from 1 to 8 hours, 13% said they spend anywhere between 1 and several days, and then 23% said they spend anywhere from a week to several months. The final question that we asked was, what is the average amount that you spend on planning a birthday party? 10% said they spend anywhere from $50 to less, 66% said they spend anywhere from $50 to $200, and the remaining 23.3% said they spend anywhere from $200 to more. As a company, we realized that we want to base our packages off of these prices because we know that we need to make something affordable and convenient to our customers.
Our competitors. As you know, business is all about getting the upper hand on your competitors. We have primary and secondary competitors. We have 2 primary competitors that are in the St. Francis County area that offer packages similar to ours, but we have the upper hand because we also offer delivery and setup at the preferred venue. We also have a secondary competitor, which is Amazon. And as you know, Amazon can be a competitor with everybody. But right now, you could pull out your phone and order a party package equivalent to ours, but you would not have fresh cake and setup at your preferred venue.
So this image here showcases our Facebook social media statistics. We've realized since the MVP pitch that by providing visuals of our work, we can gain more of an interest in our business. So we recently did a giveaway last month, and we gave away 1 balloon arch, 1 tinsel backdrop, and 2022 balloons for graduating students for their graduating parties. With this giveaway, we've reached over 1,000 people in the span of only 1 week. This image showcases our Instagram page. So as you can see, there is our giveaway post, as well as an Easter post for advertisement purposes, what we include in all 3 of our packages, as well as our contact information. On the right side, you can see our website visitors reaching over 100 individuals in the span of only 30 days.
Another thing we used our MVP money for is utilizing Canva, which is a website to create business cards and social media posts. With these business cards, we have distributed them among local businesses here in Farmington, as well as set them up at the parties we set up. We do have a couple SG&As, which is the operating expenses for Party Now, which will be developed more in the future as the business continues to grow. Starting with admin costs, this includes anything like taxes and filing for an LLC. We have bug fixes, which includes a subscription to track bugs in our website and social media. We have marketing fees, which will include ad promotions and donations, and salaries for the 4 founding members of Party Now, as well as our development team. For our total addressable market, we start off with the population of St. Francis County, and using package 1's price of $200, this equates to about $13.5 million. However, let's be realistic. We're not going to be making that much money in our first year. This moves on to our serviceable addressable market, which takes into account the total amount of households, our target audience, and household income, In dividing our year 1 revenue with the $600,000, we have our market share of 2.46% in our first year. This is a visual representation of our SG&As. As you can see, the salary cost takes up the most amount of it with 50%, but this will most likely be changed in the future as we continue to hire more people into Party Now.
So a part of our 3-year plan is what we expect to see in our business in the following years. So in year 1, we expect a revenue of $14,600. Now, how we got this number? We expect for us to approximately host 73 parties, which sounds like a lot, but when you think about summer, those long 3 months, you have to take into consideration those graduation parties, end of the school year parties, 4th of July, and so much more. So we took 73 parties times the number of our price for our package number 1 option, which was the $200, and that's how we come up with $14,600. For year 2, we expect a 50% growth rate in our company, which is where we get $21,900. And then from year 2 to year 3, we expect a 100% growth rate, in which we will be making $43,800 in our revenue. For our first party, after our MVP pitch, we hosted a 6-year-old girl from a teacher at the Farmington School District had a 6-year-old girl who had a 6-year-old girl who wanted a pastel-themed birthday party. So we took part of our funding to this, and we hosted a pastel-themed party at the St. Francis County Country Club. This really helped us with developing what our prices are going to be, which changed a lot from our first MVP pitch. We realized we needed to up our prices for our packages because there was a lot more materials that we had to cover that we originally didn't think about, plus the labor and the time and the delivery for everything else that we have to take into consideration.
This video illustrates how much time we can save you for using Party Now. In total, this took us about an hour to set up and an hour to get the supplies. Considering there were 4 of us, think about how long that would take if there was only one parent setting that up.
These images showcase our previous work. So as you can see, there are images of Clementine's birthday party, but we are pleased to announce that we have had 3 parties booked since that initial mock party. So we did a going away party for a teacher at the Farmington School District in a theme of black and gold. We also have 2 graduation parties booked for this month. One for May 15th from a student at the Farmington School District, and then one on May 28th for a student in the Central School District.
On our website, you can find the review page. So for the 2 parties that we originally hosted, you can see that both of them rated us 5 stars. The very first one was from Mrs. Springstead, who had the pastel-themed birthday party for her daughter. She states, "Party Now made everything so easy. Everyone loved the decorations, especially the birthday girl. I didn't have to do anything but show up to the venue. They met me beforehand to figure out what I was looking for, but managed to totally exceed my expectations." Our second review is from Mrs. Herbert, who had the going away party in the black and gold theme. She states, "There was one table set up with food and another set up with cakes arranged on gold platters. There was a balloon arch against the back wall with a gold streamer backdrop for pictures. It was gorgeous." As of now, both of our customers have stated that they would use our business again, and they plan to come back in the future. So as a part of our packages, we ask that after we set up at the venue, that our customers leave a review on our website to let us know how we're doing, if we need to change anything about our packages, and how we can further improve as a business.
If we win, what would we do? What would we do with the money? The first thing, we would upgrade our subscription on GoDaddy to ensure that there was no fraudulent activity on our social media and our website. Secondly, we would invest in more marketing to ensure we had the crucial tools to make sure we were hitting the ideal target market. And lastly, we would also buy bulk party supplies to get more revenue out of each party.
As for high school students, we understand the struggles that you have to face each and every day. We all have to balance out factors like school, having jobs, having after-school activities such as sports and clubs. So our job as Party Now is to be convenient towards you and set up whatever you want. We want to make sure that we meet your expectations. So stress less with the one-stop party shop. As Jim Rohn once said, time is more valuable than money. You can always get more money, but you cannot get more time. Thank you all so much for your consideration and listening to our presentation. We will now be taking questions.
Okay. As Party Now just stated, the board can ask any and all questions that you might have for Party Now.
Can you hear me? Well, first of all, let me just say that I'm really, really impressed with your business plan and your preparation, and amazed. Were you guys reading all that, or did you memorize all that?
Memorized.
Memorize.
Very impressive. Congratulations. One of the things that I was looking at when I was looking over your reports was your profit margin, your bottom line. What is it going to provide you with your bottom line? Another idea I had, or another question I had, was as you grow your business, is there ancillary products you want to get into? For instance, I always have a difficult time coming up with an idea for a present. I could think of, if you're doing a graduation party, have a link to recommendations on presents for somebody and provide that. That's something you thought of.
We haven't thought about it, but it's something that we would definitely take into consideration. It would be great for like partnering opportunities as they can like advertise their products on our website. But as of right now, we just set up the parties.
To add on to what Kinsey said, for our first party for Clementine, we actually included a Scoops ice cream gift card just for something from all four of us that we wanted to include for her to make it feel personalized and special for her and set us out different from our competitors. And then for our second party for the teacher that was going away, we also had a nice bouquet of flowers for her just because we want it to feel special and meaningful to them.
Well, I just want to say, again, a great presentation and great idea, and the time is very precious to most everybody, so it is a great help. I was wondering, since you have done a couple of parties, as a team, as a business, as partners, how well do you all work together, would you feel? I mean, has there been fights, or has it been good, bad? How well has that worked out?
Honestly, we've worked together very well, and we split up the tasks for what needs to be done for that party. Like some of us can set up a balloon arch, others can lay out tablecloths for the cake and things like that, and we just distribute the work, and we work well together.
And did you hire people? It looked like there was more than the four of you in the video, or was it just the four of you?
No, we have not hired anybody right now. It's just been the four of us, so.
We also had Miss Pierce. Miss Pierce was also in the video with us in that one. You were in that video.
But to add on to what Ethan was saying, we usually have an itinerary on who's going to do what before we go to the event because we realize we have to work at a consistent pace. So we have like Carter and Ethan setting up the balloon arch, me and Kinsey going to get the cake and whatnot. So we make sure that we manage our time well so that we can get everything done that we want to get done.
A great job, everybody. I mean, you guys, it's a phenomenal idea. The one thing I have in our packet, we only have a breakdown of the cost of package one, and your supplies are a pretty high percentage of that. How much, give me an idea how much the supplies would be for a 50-person party? The only reason I ask that is because to me the ratios are a little off, like you might still need to, I know I said this the first time too, but I think you still might need to raise that price. I don't know what your supply cost is for a 50-person party, but I mean, it's only going up $85, and you're more than doubling what the people you got in there costs 40%.
Package one was about, I think, $141 for supplies, and there's only a slight increase in the cost of supplies among all the packages. And the only thing that increases more than that is the labor, considering that there's going to be more people attending that party.
And that's what I thought it might be, because it looked like you could dang or cover a 50-person party with what all you had maybe one more cake, but that's about it. I mean, everybody have to use their same cup again. Other than that, everything else it would cover a 50-person party. That's what I was wondering, if you guys just how much the supplies.
I follow up with that, David. I've got another comment or question to ask. With the supply chain issues we're facing in our economy right now, inflationary pressures, how often are you reviewing your supplies? What are you doing to make sure you're getting the best benefit, best bang for your buck? You had mentioned somewhere presentation that you already had to make an adjustment because of the gas prices. That's real world. That's what happens. So what is your process? Are you meeting once a week, once a month? Make sure that your profit margin is still where it needs to be?
As of right now, we've been purchasing supplies like as soon as a customer asks us and tells us what they want included in the packages that we have. But definitely in the future, we want to, like Carter said, buy in bulk. We've contacted Grand True Value Rental. They have a lot of party supplies there, and they've offered for us in the future to give us discounts on certain items. So that's one way, is through partnerships, through small businesses here.
All right, if the board doesn't have any further questions, you may exit the stage. Thank you to Party Now. Next up to the stage, I would like to introduce 4 young ladies with the team name Honor Roll EDU.
Good evening. We are Honor Roll EDU, and we bring the tutoring to you. So before we get into the intricacies of what Honor Roll EDU is all about, let me describe its premise. To start, it isn't any secret that COVID-19 has drastically negatively impacted students the last couple of years. 2 problems have consequently arisen. Local students are in need of educational enhancement, and local community members are in need of flexible jobs where they can set their own hours and wages. Honor Roll EDU can fix these issues. Although other tutoring services exist in the world, they're often overly expensive, inaccessible, and lack personal connection. Honor Roll EDU stands out because we plan to hire qualified high school students, college students, and members of the community to tutor local students within our community. We pride ourselves in the fact that these tutors have to go through an extensive background check and interview process in order to be hired. In simple terms, Honor Roll EDU creates the perfect solution for qualified members in our community to help local students with their education. I'm Bree Mathis, I'm the Chief Executive Officer.
I'm Kate Howard, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer.
I'm Tessa Hand, I'm the Chief Financial Officer.
And I'm Kamal Bloom, I'm the Chief Marketing Officer.
And we are Honor Roll EDU.
So, as you can infer, Honor Roll EDU is very beneficial to our community. However, you might be asking, well, why? And it's because of a lack of affordable tutoring in rural areas, specifically in Farmington. One of the main causes is due to kids falling behind in school due to COVID-19 in the past 2 to 3 years. Since they are becoming very stagnant, they are no longer influencing positively. Therefore, the people that are also used to excel are also becoming very stagnant. Also, students do not want to learn from their guardians and don't respond well to other teaching styles. So basically what this means is that the people that used to okay, we're gonna restart this. So students do not want to learn from their guardians and do not respond well to older teaching styles. So something as simple as addition is taught 1,000 different ways. So therefore, due to the constant curriculum change, the people that got taught addition over 20 years ago, it's completely foreign to other people. Also, young people are in need of flexible, fulfilling jobs, and we have a win-win solution. We will be implementing affordable, quality, and accessible tutoring in our area. This will be through a user-friendly website that books both online tutoring and also in-person tutoring. Local tutors will have the ability to set their schedule, their own hours, and also the subjects that they believe that they do the best in. These qualified tutors that are made up of young people, educators, and also qualified members in the community are able to educationally cultivate the community in which they live. Again, it is a win-win for both sides. So our target audience supplements an ideal win-win solution between local parents, students in need of educational help, along with young people and adults looking for a flexible vocation. Simply stated, Honor Roll EDU caters towards parents, students, and members of the community who value education. So a little bit more about our target audience. So as you can see over there, the average spend per customer currently is around $15 to $20. You will learn a little bit more about the cost in future slides. However, this is where it's standing currently. And then as you also look at our competitor analysis, it is very, very significantly low. So our interests are basically the things that we tutor in the most. So these are our 4 core classes, so math, science, social studies, and ELA. Although we teach the most in these, we also have the opportunity to also teach things such as art, music, or even a business. It's also important to note that some of our tutors have actually tutored people with special needs and also people that have learning disabilities.
So moving on to our competition analysis, as you can see, Varsity Tutors and the Princeton Review are our 2 biggest competitors, but Honor Roll EDU is the only company that checks off every single box. We are extremely affordable, we offer in-person tutoring, we offer sessions to rural areas, and we are very accessible. So moving on to key metrics and channels. Over the past few months, we have been collecting data from teachers and students. We have traveled around to local elementary schools and collected anonymous surveys from the students there. We have also sent out surveys to the teachers, and we found that 62.1% of teachers at Farmington High School believe that students are struggling right now. If we take a look up here, our social medias are also one of our main channels. So on our Instagram, we have a little over 260 followers. On our Facebook, 191, and we recently just did a big giveaway, and on Facebook alone, we reached over 1,500 people. Our website is obviously our main channel, and we have been working extremely hard on this since the MVP pitch, and we are really excited to show you what we have accomplished.
So now let me tell you about what I'm sure you've been waiting to hear. What have we done in the last 2.5 months after the MVP? Well, we're excited to tell you that on our website this week, we are getting MessageSpring embedded within the website. MessageSpring is an online messaging tool that allows parents and students to contact us at Honor Roll EDU and other tutors. Secondly, but of equal importance, we have held 16 tutoring sessions in a span of 18 days. We have also hired 4 contractors separate from us. We did this because Kate Campbell, Tessa, and I wanted to offer the opportunity to have more tutoring sessions than just the 4 of us could give. So now we have 8 tutors getting the job done. One tutor here tonight is Madeline Williams. She's a senior from Farmington High School. She came here tonight. She has led, give her a round of applause. She has led 4 tutoring sessions since April 21st, and she has been charging $20 an hour. So that's right, you've heard me right. She has been making money her last 4 tutoring sessions. It's also important to note that Honor Roll EDU has made $65 in the last 3 weeks of its operation, and we are one of the first incubator teams in existence to make money before the final pitch. And finally, Honor Roll EDU has been working super hard on our website. If you remember from our MVP, our website was a super big deal. We spent a super long time talking about that wireframe. Well, now we are very happy to tell you that we have a homepage, customer testimonials, an area where you'll see tutor bios, and be able to book tutoring sessions with our tutors. Lastly, I'd like to note that all of our tutoring sessions take place in a public location, such as the Farmington Public Library or a restaurant.
Moving into our market share, our total addressable market, or the total amount of people who would possibly use our services, is a number of 50,700,000. This is every student K through 12 within the U.S. We then move down to a smaller number, or our serviceable addressable market, of 8,436,480. This is the number of students struggling with school in the Midwest. This number is based off of the population who is in school in the Midwest, as well as a recent study that found that 70% of students are struggling post-COVID. Then we move down to our year 1 market share of 599. This is 15% of students in the Farmington School District. Now, it's important to note that this is 599 individual customers, not tutoring sessions. As Bree mentioned previously, a lot of our tutoring sessions lead to repeats. 9 of our 16 tutoring sessions within our first 3 weeks have been repeat sessions. So this number is sure to be a lot bigger. As for our revenue streams, we have two major revenue streams for Honor Roll EDU, the first of which being our tutoring fees themselves. Honor Roll EDU allows its tutors to charge within the range of $15 to $50. As Honor Roll EDU, we take 25% of this amount. This money is for the advertising and scheduling we do for our tutors. Our second stream of revenue is tutor account boosting. Now, we have yet to implement this as it would not currently be effective. But once we have a much larger list of tutors, we'll allow our tutors to pay, say, $5 a week or a certain monthly subscription to boost their account to the top of search results. This means that their profile will see a lot more clicks and a lot more business, and we have a second stream of revenue.
Honor Roll has been using several different forms of marketing over the past few months, but these are the most prominent. First is digital marketing, and as I've previously shown you, our Instagram and our Facebook page have led a lot of people to book sessions with us. And in the future, we intend to send out email notifications to reoccurring customers. Second is offline marketing. We've traveled around to different schools handing out flyers, we've been in some of the newspapers, and we also intend to get business cards. Third is search engine marketing. If you're not familiar with search engine marketing, basically we would pay Google a certain amount, and when someone Googled tutoring near me, Honor Roll EDU's website would come up quicker. And lastly, word of mouth. And this may not seem like a lot, but you would be surprised just how many sessions have been booked through word of mouth alone.
So now let me give you a little snippet about Honor Roll EDU's structure. So first and foremost, after this final pitch, we plan to form a limited liability company which will protect our liability and personal assets. Also, we plan to split our profit 4 ways, 25% for each of us.
Moving into our costs, Honor Roll EDU has 5 major costs, the first of which being our tutor wages. As all of our tutors are independent contractors, those wages aren't actually going through us. The people who hire our tutors are paying them directly, so we're not taxed on it, and we don't see this as an actual cost to us. Our other 4 fees include background checks, website server fees, domain name usage, and advertising. The bottom line is that Honor Roll EDU has very low overhead costs. Honor Roll EDU can function as a business for as little as $27 a month, which, as Bree mentioned previously, we have made twice over within our first 18 days of operation. Moving into our financial projections, within year 1, Honor Roll EDU is projected to make $22,463 before costs. Now, this number is the 25% that we are taking as a company. Not the $15 or $20 our tutors are charging, this is the 25% that we are taking, pure profit. Then, in year 2, we go up to $33,694, and by year 3, we are making $67,388. This is great for a company that doesn't have to rent out a physical location or pay employees.
The bottom line is, Honor Roll EDU is respectfully asking for $2,000. This $2,000 will cover marketing, website improvement, which includes implementing e-commerce functionality, and finally, legal fees, which will use up the most of our funding.
Here is a short video tutorial on how to use our website. When you first log on to Honor Roll EDU's website, you will see our homepage. On our homepage, we have some pictures of the stuff we're doing, our mission statement, reasons that you should become a tutor and reasons you should hire a tutor, customer testimonials from our past few tutoring sessions, as well as some of our frequently asked questions and their answers. Once scrolling through all this information, you can scroll back up and click Meet Our Tutors, which takes you to our tutor bio page. On this page, you will see the pictures of all of our tutors, as well as a short explanation of our hiring process. From there, all you have to do is just click on a picture, and you are linked straight to that tutor's bio. Here, we choose Kate. After clicking onto Kate's bio, we see her bio, her qualifications such as her GPA and Latin honors, and her specialties, history and reading, and an age range of K through 10th. From there, you can click on the Schedule a Tutoring Session, and you are linked straight to the page where we schedule all of our tutoring sessions. Once there, we see our built-in messaging app. Here, you'll enter your name and email, as well as the requested above information. This information being the child's grade level, the work they're struggling with, 3 times and dates that work for you, as well as a preferred tutor if you have one at that point. From there, we will receive this request for tutoring, and within 1 to 2 business days, we will match you with a time and date that works best for you and a tutor who can also make that time. We do plan in the future to replace this messaging feature with MessageSpring, as mentioned previously in our presentation, but up until now, we have not had the time or experience to do so. But this is coming soon. As you can see, Honor Roll EDU's website is very user-friendly and will become even more so with future updates, ensuring a positive experience for all of our customers.
Okay, so since you've seen us since the MVP pitch, we have done quite a few things. So first we've talked to 2 separate lawyers, and within this we found out everything that we can do currently and things that we can implement in the future. So the 2 things that we actually started and completed is a non-compete agreement to where the 4 of us sign it and also the 4 of our new contractors sign it, just to make sure that they don't do anything under the table so they can't really take money from us that is also earned for us. And then also, secondly, we have the terms and conditions, which is embedded within our website. The good news is that we are still in contact with one of these lawyers, and they're actually giving us a reduced flat rate in which whenever we contact them again and would say, hey, we would love to use your services, we will be able to find out more about a privacy policy in which they can make for us. We can actually do an LLC. Then also they can look over our terms and conditions as well.
So now we have a little video snippet, a little bit more about Honor Roll EDU to clear up any questions.
Honor Roll EDU is more than just a tutoring business. The entire premise of Honor Roll EDU is to foster unbeatable educational relationships within our community. This tutoring service has the potential to establish a lasting, positive relationship and impact with local students as they interact with qualified members of the community, be it high school or college students, or even reputable adults. As 4 busy, involved, and academically inclined students ourselves, the founders of Honor Roll EDU fully understand the unbeatable value of education and connections.
As a future educator, Honor Roll EDU has not only provided me opportunities in the business realm, but also what it is like in the experiences of a future educator. Not only is this beneficial to me, but it's also beneficial to my community.
As someone who personally struggled through COVID with online schooling and quarantine, it just makes me really happy to offer this service to the community and just see what an impact it is making in these children's and the tutors' lives.
Honor Roll EDU has been super fun to create because I went to minor in business in college, so this has kind of given me an upper hand, and it's been great to be able to give back to my community.
Honor Roll EDU has not only been a great opportunity for me to help provide tutoring for kids in my community, but also to provide flexible jobs for me and all the other busy tutors.
Thank you. We are open to any questions you may have.
Okay, as Bree said, any questions at all that the board has, please feel free.
I just want to clarify on the income level. So they pay the tutor direct, and then they turn around and pay you the 25%?
So currently we've been doing it all cash as we have not been able to set up a bank account, but we do want to add e-commerce to our website, which means it would go through our website, but we've figured out a way to make it so it's going straight into the tutors and we're taking our cut.
All right, thank you.
I do have one other question about the educational aspect. You had said that people different ages learn different. I probably learned a lot differently than you did. What happens when you have a more experienced person like myself that wants to participate in the tutoring but may not understand how math is taught today? How do you coordinate that?
Well, first, all of our tutors have to go through an extensive interview process. So if we figured out that someone was not suitable to teach, even if they wanted to, if they could not teach that subject, they could not be a tutor, unfortunately. For instance, the 4 contractors that we had, we sent out a survey to Farmington High School, and we had a ton of people want to be contractors for us. However, we had to narrow that down to just 4 people, and we had to be extremely picky of who we would pick because we had to choose people who were qualified in that position and who truly knew what they were talking about.
What changes have you made since you started from the beginning, your plan to are there any changes you did make or would make?
So we've made a lot of changes since the MVP. Is that what you meant, or changes?
Yes,
after?
with the operating of the business, what changes have you made?
Yes, after the MVP, we've made a ton of different changes. First off, like I said, we've hired 4 contractors, and we've made that $65, which is a really big deal for the first, like one of the first incubator teams to do that. But most importantly, we've led tutoring sessions, and we've seen how they've turned out, and we've gotten firsthand customer reviews. And also, we've made our entire website. This is a really big deal because the website is the entire way that Honor Roll EDU runs. And all that's left for us to do is implement e-commerce functionality and put in Message Spring, which we're doing this week, and the website will be 100% ready to go.
Does the website, and when they put in, does it connect the client as well as the teach? Who's going to do the teaching?
Part of why the tutors, we take out 25% is because our job as the founders are to connect the tutors with the students. We're doing that job for them. We figure out who is best for a certain student, what tutor could supplement and help them the best. So part of that 25% that we take out, that's work that we're doing for the tutor that they would normally have to do and normally have to make their own schedule and set up their own times. We're doing that for them.
Do you think you can continue that if you were to get the money and you continue this business? I mean,
oh, yes.
Or would you get some kind of program that would maybe put that together?
No, we will definitely be able to continue to do that, especially among the 4 of us. And because with our website functionality, it'll also help us sort out who we should choose, who we should not choose. Because as we continue to develop our website, that is what's going to help us figure out what to do and how to sort everyone.
I guess, have you already had the e-commerce part of it?
No, that is what the $2,000 would go towards.
Gotcha.
We haven't been able to set up a bank account yet, so that's why we've received cash, or the tutors have received cash so far. So.
One of the things you mentioned in your initial presentation, if memory serves me correctly, is that you were going to have a grading scale for the tutors.
Yes.
Is that still in play? Or how do you, I mean, you have to keep track of them to make sure they're doing a good job. So what is your process?
We do have, like, parents and students will be able to leave reviews of how well that their tutor did. And so if they get less than a 3-star review, we immediately contact that tutor or put them on probation and figure out what they're doing wrong. Because we don't have any tolerance for a tutor that would not be doing their job, because the entire purpose of Honor Roll EDU is to help cultivate this educational community within St. Francis County. And if that is not done, then that defeats the purpose of having a tutor. So we would have to make sure we stay on top of that to make sure that students are not receiving subpar education.
Currently, we've been doing this by sending a follow-up message following the tutoring session.
The board have any more questions? Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank
Honor
you.
Roll EDU. Okay, last but not least, we have our last group, Taffine. You may take the stage.
Over the course of human history, there has been one force that has radically improved our advancement. This huge force is a molecule we call caffeine.
Despite its benefits, caffeine actually serves as a trade-off for many, and the modes in which we consume it are never meant to sustain our long-term health.
Furthermore, Americans spend up to $94 billion annually on traditional caffeine sources.
This does not include the medical costs, dental costs, or time wasted in investing in relying on these products. We knew that there had to be an alternative for these products.
I'm Yip Fan, Chief Executive Officer.
I'm Cadence King, Chief Operating Officer.
I'm Peyton Ryan, Chief Security Officer.
And I'm Landon Reeder, Chief Human Resources Officer. And we have created Taffine, an all-natural caffeinated saltwater taffy that boosts mental stimulation as well as your overall physical health. From students to athletes to everyday workers, we all experience the same problem. There aren't enough hours in the day. To overcome daily fatigue, we are forced to sacrifice our wallets and long-term health with harmful substances such as energy drinks and even coffee.
However, these sources are not as convenient as you might think. On the other hand, chewing taffy would allow your body to absorb it in two ways, through your cheek tissue and under your tongue. This is faster than the exclusive oral digestion of coffee, energy drinks, and supplements because it directly enters systemic circulation. In the end, when you're done with the taffy and you swallow it, it will also be orally digested. Each of our ingredients serves a specific purpose while balancing each other out. First, we have eleuthero. This boosts your memory as well as your immune system, and it's a plant relative to ginseng. We have matcha, which is our natural caffeine source. It's plentiful in antioxidants and improves your brain function. We have also included vitamin B6. This boosts dopamine levels as well as brain health. We've incorporated honey, which aids in digestion and also improves your brain health. We have vegetable glycerin, which is our natural binder of our taffy, as well as coconut oil, which is a quick energy source filled with antioxidants and improves your oral health. At the end, all of these ingredients will finally be added to a natural taffy base made of light corn syrup, granulated sugar, cornstarch, as well as vanilla bean paste.
We've created the front label for our product as well as our nutrition facts. These numbers are based on a raw calculation using our ingredients. In the future, our local science instructors have agreed to help us get a more accurate basis for these numbers.
Throughout the process of making our taffy, we have been in contact with one of the world's largest manufacturers for food products. Mars Wrigley is responsible for making products such as Skittles, M&Ms, Twix, and Extra gum, and more. This is Christina Gardner. She is a product development scientist with Mars Wrigley, and through her 26 years of experience, she has collaborated to make products with Coke and 7-Eleven. She has launched them in 4 different countries, and she has had so much confidence in our product that she decided to make a prototype of her own in the Mars Wrigley lab. Even with someone as much experience as her in the lab, she went through several trials struggling to correct our formula. Our one and only direct competitor is Numa Taffy. They are a natural taffy company, but they only have one caffeinated taffy. And it is in a coffee flavor. As this is how we differentiate from them, because our taffy specializes in caffeine, as they only considered a small branch. Next, we have NeuroGum. They are a functional chewing gum that is also caffeinated. With functional chewing gum, only 50% of the ingredients can be digested into your digestive system. As for ours, everything is chemically broken down and used in your body. Our convenience and efficiency of our product is what is crucial to all of our customers.
When we first introduced our idea on social media, we were able to gain significant awareness. We've gained 55 email subscribers, doubled our followers to 160 since our MVP pitch, and we've reached over 2,500 individuals. On the left, you'll see an interactive image of our website, which has gained 350 site visits in just the past month alone. To calculate our total addressable market based on this social media interaction, we found the number of Americans aged 18 to 30 who are concerned about their overall health. To narrow down our serviceable addressable market, we found the number of people in St. Francis County who consume caffeine. Finally, we calculated a market share of 7.33% if we can reach 30% of potential customers and convert 25% of those individuals into real customers. In our first year, we're projected to convert 406 people into real customers. Because some sales will be recurring while others will purchase products only once, we average that each person would buy the product 4 times a month. We also know that not all 406 people will be converted into customers in the first month. So we made a linear calculation that we could gain a constant amount of customers each month until we reached 406 in the 12th month or sold 1,584 bags of taffy in a 1-month window. To break even, we would have to sell 1,937 bags of taffy, which we're projected to reach in just 5 months of production. To calculate our break-even point, we took our fixed overhead costs of insurance, a lawyer, accounting software, and marketing for 1 year and divided it by our contribution margin ratio.
For 12 pieces of our taffy, our cost of goods sold is $1.97. Our unit price is $4.97. This equates to a 60% gross margin percentage as well as a 152% markup. In our first year, we are projected to have a net income of $21,060, second year of $37,584, and third year of $81,961. This results in a third year gross profit margin of 60% and a net income profit margin of 41%. To first get these products to our consumers, we will sell to one guaranteed partner. The Columbia Street Mercantile has agreed to sell our products within their storefront. In the future, we would like to sell from other storefronts as well on our online website.
As previously mentioned, our break-even point has gone from 32 months to 5 months since our MVP pitch, and our cost of goods sold from $3.96 to $1.97, a 50% decrease in expenses. How did we do it? We kept our promises and made responsible goals. In our MVP pitch, the board of directors had concerns that our break-even point was too long. We stated that we would reduce our expenses in order to create a more sustainable business structure. To conserve the quality of our product while increasing our profits, we made a crucial decision. We decided to shop local, saving ingredients on honey, eleuthero, matcha, and others.
After gathering all of our ingredients, it was finally time to start the process. We spent days formulating trials, measuring ingredients, and pulling our taffy. In the end, after all of this effort, it turned out absolutely inedible. It was very bad. After this very humbling experience, we tried again, and again, and again, and again, until we finally substantially narrowed down the problems that we first encountered with our initial batch.
First, we had problems with our flavoring. We tried to use a citrus flavor, then soon realized that it would be much better to complement the unique taste of matcha, so now we are using vanilla. We then corrected our temperature that we were making the taffy at and even found the correct temperatures to add specific ingredients. We then used prepping, cooking, and pulling techniques to cut our production time down in half. We even went down to changing the wrappers that we were using to wrap our taffy in. We now have an effective product to use as free samples to give out to individuals.
To gain awareness of our product, we have attended the MAAA track conference here in Farmington. There, we handed out 50 free samples to adult spectators. Through this event, we have gained crucial feedback with input on our pricing, flavoring, sizing, and even dozens of pre-orders of our taffy.
Our next course of action is continual improvement. While we are satisfied with our current product, we know it can always be better. You may remember Driven Energy, our former company name. It wasn't until we created the first batch of taffy that we realized this logo does not embody our mission at all. Thus, we rebranded, so our product image would be a genuine reflection of the natural and beneficial products we created. From this renaissance, we've learned that learning is a continual and unpredictable process. To create as many learning opportunities as possible, we'll hold focus groups to have a better understanding of our market and to analyze the effectiveness of our product. Throughout the summer, we'll create consistent batches of taffy until we understand every minute factor that can affect the texture, taste, and consistency of taffy.
We wish in the future to develop relationships in the marketing industry and the manufacturing industry. This would be more feasible because now manufacturers are taking on more projects because of the lightning pandemic. Through this, we have actually been able to make great strides in this area of our business, going from a classroom at Farmington High School to discussing with one of the top developers at Mars Wrigley Manufacturing about candy chemistry. We know that we would apply this and we would be confident in being able to create and maintain correct relationships within the manufacturing industry. We are asking for $2,000 for all of our vital assets. This would include equipment such as a taffy puller to increase production rates, as well as NPA approval to have our product in stores such as Earth Mother, as well as to gain credibility, ingredients to overall improve our product, as well as coverage for our attorney, as well as an LLC.
Taffine is growing to improve the community outside of the 4 students standing before you. from employees to students to parents. This is a product that will truly make a positive impact. We hope that our resilience, determination, and passion has clearly resonated. Thank you for your time, consideration, and your guidance throughout this process. We will now be taking any questions and giving free samples to the Board of Directors to view and taste as they please.
Thank you. And they might be a little bit warm, so you gotta peel them. You just peel them slowly.
Probably ought to not try one while we're trying to ask you questions.
Yeah.
I really like your change of from driven energy?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
To caffeine, and how you decorated your logo and done all that. Who did that for you? Who came up with that idea?
It was like us.
Yeah,
Really good job. Well,
because like we talked about it, driven energy was such like a in your face, let's go, where we're more of the healthier side. Hey, let's be healthy and not run a marathon as fast as you can, So
the production of it, obviously part of the money's going to help buy some equipment and stuff, but do you have a place, and is there anything from the health department or anything like that be concerned about, or regulations that you have to abide by to produce this product?
So we are currently able to make this in a commercial kitchen. This is being provided by the Columbia Street Mercantile, and we do have our ingredients in-house so that we're not transporting it and having any violations with the health department. In the future, we would love to advance to renting a commercial kitchen, so we'd have more space, and obviously if we have orders, we can have more storage as well. But this is all, in time and with funding.
It's good. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's very good.
Thank you.
And again, I want to reiterate what Matt said about changing the logo, and I think that was a great idea.
Yeah, and like we talked about, like the citrus, if you guys would have tried that, it was just, like she said, inevitable, but the vanilla, something that complements it, because I think in our MVP pitch, we were talking about going with like grape and these wild, fruity things, but something to complement that unique flavor of matcha would greatly complement it, and that's what we found. And I'm not a matcha person myself, but I really enjoy it.
How long does it take to get in your system where you fill it?
So through our surveys, we found that over half of the respondents said that they felt a difference in just 10 minutes.
And then, can you explain to me, how did you get your cost figure? What it costs per pack? How'd you get that number?
So we took the proportions of how much we used in each package, and we took the price of, for example, let's say the bag of sugar is $10.99. If we used a tenth of that bag, then we put that into we have a spreadsheet of all of our prices, and we basically just took the proportion of how much we used to that price and added it all together for a 12-pack.
And what about labor?
For labor, right now, we are not discussing the amount of funds that will go into our pockets. That's a future discussion with the legal consultant that we plan to have.
So do you feel that's a pretty accurate number then? The $4.97, I believe it was?
That goes into, I would say, yeah, for what it costs to actually make it, excluding for us to do it in a kitchen, it's not very long. So we put all the ingredients together and then boil it to a certain temperature and cook it, and then let it rest and pull it and package it. So, for us, it's not tolling on us labor-wise, but I could see definitely in the future when we're making more and more, we could discuss that through legal consultant.
So you're still making it all yourself, all four of you guys are just making it?
Yep.
So what's your future plan? I think you touched on it. If you grow exponentially, and I think it's kind of on Jamie's question, you're going to have labor, but who's going to make it for you?
Yeah, so with the equipment we were talking about, the taffy pulling machine, that would make it, because that's the main thing is muscle tolling, pulling this, because it's actually kind of hard. It really, it's a workout for you. So to sit there and pull it and to have a taffy machine where one person, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a saltwater taffy maker place in Florida or something, but there's just one guy back there adding the flavoring, pulling it, letting it sit, and that'll create hundreds. So you can then have somebody package that, and as we produce more money and make more money, we could hire somebody or do it ourselves.
And also, within every, growing small business or any business that you create, there is going to be work put in initially that you have to wait to be compensated for. So throughout our trials, we have definitely seen positive feedback with our surveys, which has definitely been very rewarding. But noting that we did get our break-even point down significantly since our last pitch, this would be a lot easier to start paying for that labor until we were able to fully be having a profit off of it.
Have you considered a partnership with the Mercantile, having someone there eventually pull your taffy for you, and then they can sell it online and partnership?
That's something to take into consideration, but like I said, labor for us to do it, it's not that bad, right now at least. So to do it, us to make the taffy and produce it, it's not that big of a deal. But in the future, we could definitely see, we could take into account anything, going in partnership with a taffy company, a manufacturer like we're wanting to get to partner with a manufacturer who can just mass produce this for us and we run the business.
How has the mentor helped you?
Do what?
How has the mentor that you used helped you?
Oh, our mentors?
Oh, Christina
From
Gardner.
Wiggly Mars.
Oh, Christina Gardner. Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
She has been extremely, beneficial to this process. She started out with kind of telling us, hey, this will work and this won't, being very honest with our ideas that we produced towards her. And after this, she did end up doing a lab day at Mars Wrigley, actually taking our ingredients that we used and making it herself with a colleague. So then we compared our recipes, saw what worked, saw what didn't. And she has just been incredibly helpful in that process, as well as just gaining, knowledge of, you may not be seeing manufacturers a couple months ago when we were doing our MVP pitch because of the pandemic, but these are what we're seeing as a huge corporation as Mars Wrigley. And so since you guys are on a much smaller level, this is what you should be seeing as well.
So is it just the one flavor for now?
Yeah,
For now it
just
is, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, if the board doesn't have any more questions, this was Taffine. Thank you so much. Okay, at this time, I'm going to ask the board of directors to come up the stairs this side and go backstage for a deliberation. While they are deliberating, I have a video that I would like to show you that showcases each individual student and what their takeaway from Incubator has been this year.
What made you want to join Incubator EDU?
Because I've always had a passion for learning about business management, and I've realized that this was just a new class that I wanted to be a part of, and I think it's really fun and interesting how we are able to all come together as a group and come up with our own ideas and be creative about it.
I chose to be an incubator because I'm actually the vice president of FBLA, so I've had a lot of experience in the business stuff here at the high school. I don't actually want to go into business after high school, but it's been a really great experience because I think anybody can benefit from a business education, whether that be just learning how to do personal finance stuff, or maybe you want to go on to build your own business someday. My team, we built Honor Roll EDU, and it's been just a really great learning experience.
I chose to be an incubator because I love Mrs. Pierce. She's one of my favorite mentors, and I just wanted to get out of my comfort zone during my junior and senior year.
I chose to be an incubator because feel like a lot of kids in the high school feel like they don't get a lot out of high school, and like after high school, well, I'm not using math or science or something in my line of work. But Incubator is something that's real world, like knowledge you can take with you to start a business, to just think outside the box. And that's something that I really thought would be an awesome thing to do, to utilize in a class. That's why I chose it.
I chose to be an incubator because I've been a part of Future Business Leaders of America throughout my high school career, and because of that, I've become interested in business, and I want to minor in business administration in college, and so being a part of Incubator would completely open my horizons and give me a total different perspective on the business world.
Well, growing up in like an entrepreneurial like family, I was always like around people like having their own business and my parents like choosing that lifestyle, and so I was always interested in it. And so when the opportunity came around where I could actually like have my own business and like actually learn about it while still like having like the security of being in high school and being a class was just an amazing opportunity, and I just got really excited about it.
What has Incubator taught you that you may not have learned in other classes?
Incubator taught me a lot of time management skills because in other classes there are deadlines, but with Incubator, if you don't get them done by those deadlines, it's just like it ruins the flow of your whole team. So yeah.
So Incubator is it's a part of a team, and teamwork is a lot of stuff we do in life, and learning to work with a team. I mean, you're gonna have coworkers and stuff like that, but also just knowing that we can actually use this knowledge and relevance later on in life if we start a business or we run a business or when we work. I mean, it's crucial information to have and knowledge to know, just like that.
It's a lot like Shark Tank, so it offers real-world business kind of entrepreneur like skills, and a lot of the classes in school only offer like on-paper assignments, and it doesn't actually relate to community style.
I think Incubator is a great class to kind of teach you how to compromise and really work with people, even if you don't always agree on something. You kind of just have to work through it because you are a team, and at the end of the day, you are all working towards the same goal.
Favorite team memory from this year?
My group, we made taffy, and the first time that we made it, it got way too hard, and so we stuck it in one of my other team members' fridge, and it sat there for a few weeks, and it got quite slimy after a while.
It would be right before our MVP pitch, whenever we saw all of our hard work coming together. That was truly very, very rewarding because I came to realize we can do this. We can create a startup business, and it is completely authentic and real.
My favorite memory from Incubator is probably setting up our first mock party. We got to set up a 6-year-old's Clementine's birthday party, and it was really fun just getting to see the whole thing come together and decorate and design the room.
What advice do you have for future Incubator students?
I would tell them to just take it seriously. It's a lot of fun, and you could make it too much fun, but if you put the effort in, it can really be a beneficial class to you and your group. So that's, really taking it seriously and doing the work that's necessary to make your product that you guys have came up with and put all this dedication and work to happen.
Just be really open about new ideas. Like in the ideas phase, that is the most important stage. Do not stick with a bad idea because this is what you're going to focus on the whole year. Make sure it's something that you're really passionate about. And at the beginning of the year, my group wanted to make glasses that didn't fog up. None of us were interested in that at all. So make sure it's something unique, something like that you're going to love to do all year.
So I would advise for students to keep an open mind because it's a long process that, you have to work together with your team in the best way possible, and just staying open-minded about all the creative ideas that you and your teammates have is really important. And it's just a really fun experience, but you have to work together to make this idea actually work and, work well with your team.
Well, something has happened that we weren't quite expecting. So, took a little longer. The board members have had a very hard time deciding. So what they've decided is there is going to be a grand prize winner this evening, but the other two teams deem something for their hard work as well. So the 3 board members want everyone to walk away with something this evening. So can I please have all the teams come back out on the stage? I think that it's safe to say that this year has been full of learning experience and a lot of hard work on everyone's part. I could not be more proud of each and every one of you that are standing on stage that has went through this with me as well. I will definitely never forget our first year together at Incubator at FHS. At this time, I would like to award the grand prize winner of the $2,000 to Honor Roll EDU. Did you all hear me back there? No? Okay. I'll say it again. The board just felt that all 3 teams have put so much work into this year that they don't want anyone to walk away without something to further their business. So they've decided to give $500 each to the other 2 groups to make sure that you have funds to move forward as well. So, party now. Here's your $500. You're welcome. And $500 to Taffine. I want to thank everybody for coming this evening. This has been a wonderful program that has been implemented at the Farmington High School. And as I mentioned, this is the first group of students standing on stage in the state of Missouri that have went through this. So that in itself is quite an honor. Can I have another round of applause? And thank you so much for coming this evening.